Hi there, my beautiful business bees. So, I assume you're here because you'd like to start a business and make some serious cash. Am I right? Well, congrats, I guess. You're about to embark on a journey filled with excitement, adventure, and an endless stream of paperwork. Yeah, that's right. Starting a business that makes money requires more than just a great idea and a willingness to hustle. It requires a plan. And not just any plan, but a business plan. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, great, more paperwork. Where is the excitement? But trust me, creating a solid business plan is crucial to your success. And I'm not just saying that because I'm contractually obligated to. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a business plan? To put it simply, it's a document that outlines your business goals, strategies, and the steps you need to take to achieve those goals. Think of it as a roadmap that helps you navigate the twists and turns of starting a business. Without a business plan, you're like a ship lost at sea without a compass, or a map, or a paddle. Basically, you're screwed. Oh, I know what you're about to say. But business monkey, I have a great idea. Why do I need to write a stupid plan? Well, my friend, having a great idea is only half of the battle. In fact, it's more like 10% of the battle. The other 90% is execution. And that's where a business plan comes in. It helps you map out your strategy, identify potential obstacles, and plan for contingencies. Plus, it shows potential investors that you're serious and have a clear vision for your business. Do you want to be taken seriously? Then you need to take your business plan seriously. Now, let's see how to draft a business plan, shall we? First of all, do your research. You need to know who your target audience is, how to address them, and who are your competitors. Who are you selling to? What's your unique value proposition? What is the thing that makes you different from your competitors? You need to answer all these questions before you start writing. Once you've done your research, you can start. You know, writing a business plan is similar to writing a love letter. You want to be charming, persuasive, and above all, honest. Don't pretend to be something you're not, and do not overestimate yourself. Potential investors can smell bullshit from a mile away. So, be honest, be authentic, and be yourself. When it comes to the actual content of your business plan, there are a few key sections you should include. This is where you give a brief overview of your business, including your mission statement, your target market, and your financial projections. Think of it as a condensed version of your entire business plan. It should be concise, but also compelling enough to make people want to read more. Unless you have awoken the ability to see 14,605 possible futures, including the one in which you write a good executive summary, this should obviously be the last section that you write. In this section, you go into more detail about your business. You should include information about your products or services, your business model, and your target market. You should also talk about your unique selling proposition, which is what sets you apart from the competition. How will your multi-billion money-making business work? What will it make a multi-billion money-making business? And no, prayers won't count. Here is where you research your market and your competition. You should include information about market trends, customer behavior, and the competitive landscape. What is your target market size? Where are they located? How old are they? I'm not saying you should become a creepy stalker, but you must perform a very in-depth analysis. You should also identify any potential roadblocks and how you plan to overcome them. You need to outline your organizational structure and introduce key members of your team. Who is crazy enough to follow you in your foolish adventure? What motivates them and what motivates you? You should also describe how your business will operate on a day-to-day basis and discuss your legal structure and any relevant regulations. Yeah, boring stuff. but must be made. In this section, you talk about your marketing and sales strategies. You should explain how you price your product or service, what channels you plan to use to reach your target audience, and how you plan to promote your business. My tip here would be also to include the key metrics you will use to measure your business success. The key question you need to answer is, how will you convince your potential customer to purchase your offer? And remember, offering candy from a white van is not a viable option. You might end up in front of a judge explaining your actions. Here you ask for funding and explain how you plan to use the funds and when you plan to use them. Be realistic. Consider all the costs you're going to face and keep in mind the moment you expect your business to become profitable. You'll need to reach that long-awaited moment with enough resources left. Obviously, it's a critical section for everyone looking for funding or loans. And if you don't need funding, what are you doing here? My rich friend? You came to brag? This is where you outline your financial goals and projections. You should include revenue and expense projections, cash flow projections, and profit and loss projections. I know that this can be a nightmare for those of you who don't have a great affinity with numbers, but fear not. We will cover this topic in another video, so stay tuned! Lastly, use this section to include any additional information that supports your business plan, such as resumes, market research data, or product samples. Think of it like your parents' basement. There's a lot of stuff that might be important, but not enough to be where you live. But unlike your parents' basement, keep this section in order. But Business Monkey, that's a lot of stuff to include in a stupid plan. And you're right, it is. But trust me, taking the time to create a comprehensive business plan is worth it in the long run. It will help you clarify your ideas, identify potential roadblocks, and ultimately increase your chances of success. Now let's talk about some important tips for creating a killer business plan that will actually work. When you're creating your financial projections, don't get too carried away. Yes, we all want to be millionaires, but it's important to be realistic about how much money you can make and how quickly you can make it. Don't inflate your numbers just to make your business plan look better. Be honest with yourself and your investors. They're gonna see if you put a sock under your business tighty-whities. When you're writing your business plan, you need to know who you're writing it for. Are you trying to impress investors? Convince a bank to give you a loan? Convince your ex to get back together? In this case, I don't think a business plan is the way to go. Knowing your audience will help you tailor your business plan to their needs and interests. You don't need to use fancy words or complicated jargon that even you don't understand to impress people. In fact, it's better to keep your language simple and easy to understand. Your business plan should be clear and concise, not a 100-page novel. I don't want to sound like those wannabe gurus, but in this case, less is more is definitely the way to go. Don't just tell people that your business is going to be successful. Show them why. Use real data and examples to back up your claims. Everyone can say to be able to build a space rocket that millions of people will use. But how? And why? Show that you've done your research and that you know your business. Your business plan is not set in stone. Things are always changing, and you can only survive if you're able to adapt quickly. Don't be afraid to pivot your business model or your marketing strategy if things aren't working out. As my boy Darwin would put it, think of it in evolutionary terms. If you're hustling on the coast and the sea level is rising too much, quickly develop a pair of business skills and swim away to the warmer waters of success. Well, he wouldn't exactly put it in this way, but you got a sense of it, right? Helpful, wasn't it? But I want to give you one last tip. Creating a business plan isn't just a one-and-done deal. It's a living, breathing document that should be revisited and updated on a regular basis. As your business evolves, your plans should evolve with it. So make sure to review and update your plan at least once a year, or whenever you make a major change to your business. Now that I told you the basics of creating a business plan, you're welcome, by the way, you're ready to begin. And remember, creating a business plan is not easy, but it's necessary if you want to start a successful company and make some serious money. So put on your big boy pants, or bigger pants, grab a pen and paper, or your laptop, and get to work. And if you need more tips, subscribe and come back for more. Business Monkey out.